Today's topic is correlation. So, correlation is the study of a relationship between two or more variables. Okay, so here also there is a relationship between the two variables. So, whenever we conduct any experiment, we gather information on more related variables, isn't it? So we try to relate the variables so that we could connect with each other, and we can also predict the values if at all they are related to each other, right? So that's why we gather the information and try to correlate with each other. Okay, so when there are two related variables, their joint distribution is is known as a bivariate normal distribution. Okay, it's a bivariate normal distribution. And if then you know and if uh, and if there are more than two variables, then what to do? Okay, then there are a joint distribution is known as the multivalent. Here if it is two, then it is bivalent. If it is many more than two, then it is multivalent, multivariate normal distribution. Okay, so this is about the distribution. So in case of bivariate or multivariate normal distribution, we are interested in discovering and measuring the magnitude. So what are we interested in? If it, whether it is a multivalent or it is a bivalent, we are interested in the measurement or in the magnitude and the direction of the relationship, how the relationship of the two variables is moving on. Okay, how they are connected with each other, how they are correlating with each other. Okay, between the two variables or the more variables. So if we have two continuous variables, say like x and y for example, and if the change in x affects the y. Okay, if there is any change in a variable of x, then that effects are shown on the y variable. Okay, so here is the point that you will all have to remember or think it over, that x is going to be an independent whereas y is going to be a dependent, because whatever the change is happening in the x is going to have an effect on the y. So y is going to be a dependent on the x. So the variables are said to be correlated with each other. Okay, they are having some connection between the two. Okay, so in other terms, if I have to say you, the systematic relationship between the two variables is termed as the correlation. Okay, so when only two variables are involved, the correlation is known as the multiple correlation. Okay, only two variables and the two are they are the multiple correlation. When the variables move in the same direction, okay, when the variables move in the same direction, these variables are said to be correlated positively, meaning positively they are showing the result, positively they are correlated with each other. And if they are moving in the opposite direction, they are said to be negative. Okay, so the correlation is said to be negatively correlated. So here you'll have to remember that there are two correlated that we are going to speak about, the correlations, that is the positive correlation and the negative correlation. What does this actually mean? The one which is moving positively, both the values are moving positively, okay, equally they are rising up. Okay, then it is the directly proportional to each other, then the correlation is said to be a positive correlation. When it is said to be negative, when they are running opposite to each other, meaning they might be indirectly proportional, meaning one is high and one is low. Okay, so the extreme conditions runs away, wherein the negative correlation is seen in the graph. Okay, so here is the picture to show you how exactly the positive correlation graph looks like. See, this is the points where that we have the data that we have got, the x values and the y values that has been plotted there. Okay, and then we have joined those two, the possible points to give the circle. Okay, the one which is showing or moving towards one direction, okay, positively moving. If x is of 1, then this is also 1. Okay, so it's increasing, it's increasing in a constantly or in a rhythmic way. Okay, that is positive correlation. What is negative now? Both looks the same, it's like a mirror image there, but see, see the values which are there, the highest value is here and the highest value is here, and then see, you can see that the direction or the magnitude of the graph is negative, right? So we are basically trying to see the direction and the magnitude of the graph with respect to the correlation, right? So when the direction of the graph is showing us negative correlation, it is showing the the magnitude is showing negative, then it is a negative correlation. Okay, so here you have a non-linear, which is not curvy linear, we call it as, isn't it? So that is not exactly showing us what correlation it is, it's just a graph. Okay, and here you can see that there is no correlation happening. Why there is no correlation happening? Because it's a very ideal graph which is showing there. Okay, so the points are all correlated in one particular center region. There is no direction, there is no magnitude there, henceforth we could not analyze the correlation. Clear? So before moving on to the next applications, we will have to know another important note, that you will know the Pearson's correlation coefficient, or nothing but simply you can say it as correlation coefficient. Okay, then person who has it has been named after him, Carl Pearson, henceforth the name has come Pearson's correlation coefficient. The measure of the degree of relationship between the two continuous variables is called correlation. Okay, so correlation coefficient, it is denoted by R, and the correlation coefficient R is also known as Pearson correlation coefficient, because as I earlierly informed you, named after a person called as Carl Pearson. Okay, it is also called as the product moment correlation. Okay, the product of the moment of the correlation, that you can also say it as. So the correlation coefficient R is given as the ratio of covariance, okay, of the variables. So it is the covariance of the variables x and y to the product of the standard deviation. So if you have to summarize it, you can say that the product of the standard deviation of those variables is nothing but the ratios that what we are going to get it. Okay, so that is the standard deviation of x and y. Symbolically, if you have to say, this is the formula that we can represent all these relations. So the very simplified one which we have here, it's a little complicated formula. We have simplified this to this, that we can actually substitute all the formulas, and then you can solve the problems also. So R is equal to the sum of xy, product of xy, minus sum of x into sum of y divided by n, the whole divided by square root of sigma sum of x square minus sum of x square the whole square divided by n, then again multiplied with square root of sum of y square minus sum of y the whole square divided by n. So this is the relationship formula which we have simplified, and you can actually calculate the correlation. So here the one point that you'll have to remember is the denominator in the above formula is always positive, because it is going to be squared. Okay, even though the points are negative, it is always said to be positive because it is already being squared. Okay, so once it's getting squared, then it again is a positive only. So always it has to be positive. The numerator may be positive or negative because we have somehow have the positive and negative correlations, isn't it? So either it can be a positive or it can be a negative. So the correlation also ends up in positive or negative. Okay, but the denominator is always the positive one. If, see, these are the conditions of the correlations. So r is larger than that of 0, then it denotes that the positive correlation is positive. Okay, if r is less than 0, then it denotes it as the negative correlation. Okay, if r is equal to 0, then the two variables x and y are not linearly correlated. Two variables are independently moving. Okay, so that is 0. So r, if it is equal to plus 1, okay, then the correlation is perfectly positive. And if r is negative, then the minus 1, then the correlation is perfectly negative. So testing the significance of r. What is this testing the significance of r is? The significance of r can be tested by student's test. That's a formula. So the test statistics is given by t is equal to small t is equal to modulus of r divided by the square root of 1 minus r the whole square divided by n minus 2 is the formula. Okay, so this is distributed as a student's distribution with n minus 2 as the degree of freedom. Okay, so the relationship between the variables is interpreted by the square of the correlation coefficient r square. Okay, so the degree of relation or the relationship variables is interpreted by what? Correlation coefficient, that is r square, which is called coefficient of determination. The value 1 minus r square is called as coefficient of elimination. That is, it is r square is equal to 0.72 as the value, and then you have it implies that on the basis of the samples, that is 72% of the variation in one variable is caused by the variation of the other variable. So here they are basically trying to tell you what exactly is the trying to give you the relationship between the variables. Okay, so if at all the formula is like that, 1 minus r square, then you have the r square is 0.72, then it implies, it says as what, basis that the samples are 72% of the variations in one variable, which is caused by the variation of the other variable, because one is dependent and the one is independent, isn't it? So the one which is dependent is the variation in the one variable is caused by the other variable, that is the independent variable. So the coefficient of determination is used to compare two correlations, correlation coefficient. So here is a problem for you to clearly understand what exactly is the correlation. So the compute Pearson's coefficient of correlation between the plant height in centimeters and yield in kgs as per the data given below. So the plant height in centimeters is given and the yield in kgs it is given. Okay, this H0 is indicating that the correlation coefficient R is not significant. H1, the correlation coefficient R is significant and the level of the significance is 5%. The form from the data that is there which we have, isn't it? So from there we have got some idea about the formula, and n is equal to 10. That means 10 readings that we have. Okay, so sigma x, or the sum of x, is equal to 650 and sum of y is equal to 660. sum of x and sum of y. Okay, and then product of x and y we get is 4 5 6 0 4, and square of x we get as 4 7 6 4 8, and square of y is you get as 4 5 7 8 4. Okay, according to the readings. So here you have the formula that we have simplified one, and then you substitute all the values into the formula. Then the correlation coefficient is positively correlated because the value is 0.7804. Okay, positively correlated. It is less than greater than 0, right? So greater than 0, it is positively correlated. We have studied the conditions, isn't it? So the test statistics, what does it say? What does it say? Okay, so here is a formula that we have just now discussed earlier, and then substitute the formula into that particular substitute all the values into the formula. Then you get the value as 2.306. Okay, 2.306 is again what we conclude from this is the correlation coefficient is significant. That is, there is a relationship between the plant height and the yield. Okay, if there is a proper height of the plant, then the plant is going to give a sufficient yield. That what is actually tells us by this calculation. Okay, so if the plant is growing to a certain height only, you are going to get an yield. Okay, so the height of the plant is correlated with the yield of the field. Okay, so the yield is being measured, or you get an yield only when the plant height is sufficiently proper. Okay, standard height is required. So that's how the correlation is going to help us. Okay, so here are few applications for that. So it helps to determine the validity of the test, what we test, and it helps to determine the reliability of the test. It can be used to ascertain the degree of the objectivity of the test. It can answer the validity of arguments for against a statement. Okay, so validity of the arguments for against a statement, you can prove that yes, this is what is the correlation. So it can give the answer for it. So it indicates the nature of the relationship between the two variables, and if it predicts the value of one variable given the value of another related variable. So the independent variable, when you have, it gives us some idea about the dependent variable. So it helps us to ascertain the traits and capacities of the pupils. How if the traits are very good, then obviously the capacities of the pupils are very good, excellent, isn't it? So that's how the correlation is going to help us into identification. It is also used in a research work and allows in the business field. It also helps us in the business field. Okay, how each other is correlated with each other, and whether it is based on the profit, or maybe based on the business thing, it will be useful. Okay, so greatly used in the research field, because you're going to predict things. Hypothesis is being first predicted, and then you do the experiment. So it is going to be useful for that particular research work. Okay, so here ends up the topic of the correlation. If you have any doubts, you can have it on the comment section, and if you have liked the video, you can like the video and you can subscribe for it. See you soon with the next topics. Thank you.